Hey guys, this is John with TacticalGearhead.com. I'm on my way to work. Thought I'd do one of these, I guess, driving to work videos or coming home from work videos. I'm going to be starting a new, sorry for the shakiness here. Got on my Gorilla Pod, and I'm driving on a brick road, so it's going to be a little shaky until I get to the main pavement. It's also icy and slippery and on the road, so I hope I don't spin out or anything like that. But what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be starting a new series of videos, and this is basically going to be a whole series on disaster myths and survival myths. And I don't mean survival in the terms of surviving in the woods and things like that. I mean surviving in the sense of surviving a natural disaster and some of the myths that come up and the misconceptions about disasters and survivors and things like that. Because I've been looking on YouTube lately on the gear zones, a lot of people, a lot of preppers, a lot of WRL people, a lot of people worried about the economy, natural disasters and stuff like that. Bug out bag videos are up and all that stuff, okay? That's all good, but there's a lot of, when people are discussing this kind of stuff, there's a lot of people that have no experience with that, or it's not their main job. They might have had a little bit of experience. They might have, seen a disaster or something like that, but they haven't been working with it for a long time. When I'm talking about this, I'm talking from my own experiences and also from stuff that I've gathered over the years and stuff I've read and stuff that I've participated in. Because quite frankly, when it comes to disaster, that's my job. I do emergency management. I do mitigation, I do preparedness, I do response, and I do recovery. Okay, so the whole gamut of emergency management, those four things: mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. Okay, so that's what I do. I've done this for 8 to 10 years, but I've been studying this subject ever since I was interested in it, since I was a kid, because who isn't fascinated by natural disasters or disasters in general? So when I talk about this kind of stuff, I've got experience in this stuff, and it's my job. I do this for a living, so I know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to claim that I'm an expert, because I believe when you say you're an expert, you pretty much stop learning, and that's a real tragedy, because you should never stop learning. I haven't stopped learning. I'm still learning. I'm still reading papers about what happened in disasters in Mexico, 1985, I believe it was, and things of that nature. So when I start my series, I'm going to be referring to a lot of research and a lot of data collected by people who are smarter than me in the field, okay? But I'm gonna condense all this stuff so that you guys can have it in little bits. And when I'm doing these videos, I'm gonna be doing it in small little segments, okay? They're gonna be cut up in small segments. One, because video editing is not a lot of fun, and secondly, uploading videos takes a long time sometimes. So if I can keep them in really short segments, that's much better for you, the viewer, and much better for me, the filmmaker. Also, I would like to say that, especially when you're watching these kind of videos, it's nicer to have them in small segments so you can go to the video that you found interesting, rather than having one video that's, unless you got a partnership, you can have like videos that's like 40 minutes long, 50 minutes long. But then if there's a particular thing inside there, a little nugget of information you want to get, you have to watch almost an entire video. You have to buffer that video until you get to the part that you want, and that's the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do small segments of videos where I talk about particular point about disaster myths or disaster survival, and then I'm gonna, label the title. So if you're interested in that thing, you can just go straight to that video and take a look at it and get that golden nugget of information, rather than having to sit through a whole 10-minute. I don't have partnerships, so a whole 10-minute video about some crap I might be talking about. So I hope you guys will join me for this series about disaster myths and survival myths and misconceptions that people usually got because they were watching too much TV, or they heard it from somebody, heard it from somebody, heard it from somebody, and turned out to be like not true at all. And I'll be talking about specific disasters that people have been talking about and experienced. I'll also share some of the personal experience that I've seen on disasters, and also that I gained from talking to survivors myself and helping them with their recovery. So stay tuned.